Hey, what's up there, YouTube? CJ from the Straight Vape coming at you. So, yesterday the FDA dropped a bomb on us, and I've been vigorously doing a ton of research and reading. Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what the FDA Deeming Regs are, what HR 2058 is, and what we can do to combat all of that, and what is the best route of action that I've found. Some of this is my personal opinion, some is the opinion of others, and mostly this is taken from our organizations, like the VTA and CASA that are really fighting for our rights. So, well, let's just get into it. Alright, so here we go. The FDA, up to their old tricks again. Not really. I mean, this is something we've known. It's been on the books for quite a long time. And I apologize in advance because I'm going to be looking at my computer screen and looking back quite a bit because it's just too much for me to remember. I did take notes, but they're also on the computer. So, at any rate, HR 2058 and the FDA Deeming Regulations, what are they? So, let's start with the FDA Deeming Regulations. Basically, a Deeming Regulation is kind of like a precursor. It's basically like the FDA saying, well, this is what we think we want to do with this new thing, whatever it is, something that they want to regulate. It's a brand new industry. It's never been around before. So the FDA is thinking, oh, well, we should probably regulate that. And this is basically what they're saying that they, how they should go about regulating it. And there are timelines involved. I'm not going to get too much into that, but we have time, so don't panic. There are people far smarter than me, and probably the majority of vapors out there. No offense, but that are into lobbying. They're attorneys. They're they've done this before. So anyway, FDA Deeming Regs from the Vapor Technology Association has a really nice document they posted yesterday after they briefly kind of perused over the Deeming Regs, it kind of is very. I'll put a link in the description, but basically, the gist of the Deeming Regs is that the deeming now thrusts a debilitating amount of paperwork equally upon every vapor company, regardless of size. The deeming creates a remarkably unfair system in which our new game-changing technologies are being treated worse than all forms of combustible tobacco products. For these reasons, we must unite, both industry and consumer, to save our industry, adult consumer choice, and the right to vape. Today's action by the FDA makes passing the Cole-Bishop Amendment, HR 2058, which we'll get to, all the more urgent and imperative. In short, the Cole-Bishop Amendment is our only viable path to survival. Now, I do partially agree with that. There's another kind of side to what we can do to, I hate using the word fight or combat because that's not really what we're doing. We just really have to change public opinion. Because all that's out there right now is negative view of vaping, and we need to flip that. So, basically, getting a little off track there, but back to the deeming. So, they go on to say, it's only a couple pages, but they continue on, and they kind of break down like the specifics of the timeline and all that kind of stuff. But at the end, they basically say, where do we go from here? So what their take is, and this again is the legality part of it, trying to change this FDA ruling or regulations. So they go on to say, fortunately, we already have the Cole-Bishop Amendment, which cleared in its first big hurdle in Congress last month, meaning beginning of April 2016. During a markup of the Agriculture, Rural Development, Food and Drug Administration bill, Representatives Tom Cole from Oklahoma and Sanford Bishop from Georgia offered a bipartisan approach that would accomplish the goal of protecting small businesses and preserving the industry while setting the stage for common sense regulations. We do need regulations that will protect youth and ensure the safety of consumers. This is exactly the type of legislation solution that we need. Unlike the FDA's one-size-fits-all approach, the Cole-Bishop approach seeks to regulate vapor products as the new technology they are, not as the tobacco products that they are not. Blah, blah, blah. We all must fight to keep the Cole-Bishop Amendment in the House Appropriations Bill. If small and mid-sized vapor companies will ever have a chance to survive, join us in the fight. So that's the Vapor Technology Association's kind of the gist on what the FDA Deeming Regulation is, how it's going to affect us, and what they think we should do to move on. Now, HR 2058, which I mentioned because that's kind of it kind of goes with this. I'm going to hop over to CASA.org. If you're not a member of CASA, take 2 seconds to literally click over, link in the description, sign up. They can't make it any easier for you to take action. They'll automatically send an email out to like the White House, your legislators, whoever they are in your state. They do it all for you. Just put in your name and address basically, and boom, and it's done. So we need as many people as possible to do that. Anyway, HR 2058. Now this has been updated because it was changed. The changes they made passed back in April. So anyway, the FDA Deeming Authority Clarification Act of 2015, HR 2058, introduced by Tom Cole of Oklahoma. Blah blah blah. This bill would amend the FDA's Act to change the grandfather date for deemed tobacco products. This change would allow for all vapor products currently on the market to remain on the market without being subject to the burdensome, read prohibitive, pre-market FDA approval application process, which that's what a lot of people are up in arms about, because if you're a juice company and you make one juice, strawberry whatever, at 0 milligrams of nic, you have to submit an app, and that same flavor at 3 mil, you have to submit an app, and those apps are millions of dollars. So obviously no company's going to do that, and the vaping industry is going to go away. So that's basically what HR 2058 is. It's legislation that's already there. It's already been approved partially, but we really need to put some steam and power behind this to get it through, so that what the FDA just passed yesterday will kind of be overturned, basically. So we need to do that. Now, how do we really incite change, though, in the vaping technology, in the vaping world, in our culture, in this whole vaping movement? How do we really make change? Well, there's actually, and Mick Brickman, who I'm going to go to here in a second, but if you've ever seen the movie Men in Black, there's a saying in there that says, a person is smart, but people are dumb. And that is so true, because if you and I sit down and talk one-on-one, we'd probably agree on a lot of things, but when then you see the media, or you see a group of people, and they're rioting, and if it was just one person, they wouldn't be doing that. So people collectively are pretty dumb. But individual people, if you have a chance to talk one-on-one, they're pretty smart. Well, the way marketing and all that kind of goes, and the way media works, you're not dealing with one person. They're throwing blanket stuff out there across all those dumb people. Don't take offense to that. And that's kind of the mindset we have to have. We can't keep saying, fighting this thing one-on-one, because that's not how the game is played. The game is not played. It's not a one-to-one game. It's just not how it works. So let me hop over. There's a guy. The website is Mick Brickman. I'll put a link in the description.com. Who's only posted 3 or 4 things on it, but it's been wildly shared around Twitter and stuff like that. And I've already subscribed to it because his writing is really good. His ideals are really good. He's a longtime vapor, ex-smoker, gained weight, whole thing. But so he's advocating for vaping, and basically this is his sum up. And he's actually had some experience with media and public relations and stuff like that. So he says, so what to do? How about we start getting onto the right battlefield? The one filled with people in lazy boy chairs, scratching their bellies and falling asleep to reruns of Lost. We need to start massively targeting public opinion, not the opposition. This, by the way, is why the vape industry's image is so critical. Actually, he says, go back and reread part 2. This is from part 3. With the perspective of actually needing the non-vaping public to like you. So people that don't vape, we need them to like us. We cannot have a negative stereotype about the vaping culture at all. Otherwise, people will never listen to us. And the next time you say, F you, it's my right to vape, you'll see that needle fall farther down the scale, meaning people not liking vapors. Again, it doesn't matter that it is your right. Righteous indignation only works once the public actually gives a crap about you and your plight. They don't care right now. And he says, you really want to win this? We need to start hammering away with constant, simple, positive, repetitive messages about the harm reduction benefits of vaping for cigarette smokers aimed at the public, not other vapors and not the opposition. There is no law against improved lifestyle claims. There is no law against profiling former smokers who now vape. There is no law against showing happy, normal people carrying vape devices. There is no law against headlining the Public Health England conclusion on vaping. Start promoting the crap out of people whose lives are now better because they quit smoking and started vaping. Real personal stories. And all of the pro-vaping associations, research organizations, and PR firms need to collaboratively draft 3 to 5 consistent talking points and all be giving the same message through every possible medium. That's all the opposition has done. That's why a university researcher, a CDC press officer, and a crazy cat lady who somehow managed to get elected to Congress are all giving the exact same message. I mean, it's no secret that the message out there right now is that, diacetyl, popcorn lung, exploding batteries, it's all negative. And like a perfect example, my mother recently diagnosed with COPD. I told her, you gotta stop smoking, you gotta start vaping. I got her to vaping. I go over there a week later, and my father says, oh, they were talking about battery. I saw them batteries are going to blow up. I mean, this is a guy that smoked for 40, 50 years. He did quit cold turkey, God bless him, and I'm glad that he did. But doesn't have an inkling of what vaping even is, but he's already got a negative stereotype about it because he has seen that so many times. Batteries explode, batteries explode, batteries explode. So that's what the government and mainstream media and big tobacco and big pharma are doing. They're putting that negative stuff out there. They're not attacking any single person. That's how they attack the vaping industry. So the way we need to combat that, which I hate saying that, but the way we need to counteract that is to put out the positive stuff. We need more people saying, I quit smoking, I feel great, I vape, I've been vaping, I vape X times a day, and it doesn't affect anything. My teeth aren't yellow. My dentist said I got a good, which is true. My dentist just said, man, your teeth look great. You don't stink anymore. We need all those positive things. Now, he mentions that we need to have 3 to 5 consistent talking points, and I'm praying that VTA or SAFADA or CASA or Not Blowing Smoke or Vaping Militia or any of these organizations will get together and say, this is what we need to put out there. This is what we need to counteract all the negative connotations that are on the vaping industry. I haven't seen that yet, but if we just started individually right now, like I'm doing today, and posting a video, post a tweet, Facebook, wherever you can get positive information about vaping, a positive light on yourself or someone you know. That's what we need out there, people. That's what will start to turn the tide and sway public opinion to go, hey, you know what? That vaping's not so bad. Hey, we should rally, even though I don't vape, we should rally behind it. That's what it's going to take to make this FDA crap go away, to save the vaping industry so that we can keep having vapes, which I need one because I'm getting fired up. So, anyway, in wrapping up, that's what the FDA Deeming Regs are. There's no point in panicking right now. It's still way too early. We have 90 days to 2 years. And trust me, CASA and SAFADA and the VTA, they're all hammering away. They're, I mean, working like around the clock to get it all sorted out. And if you follow them on Twitter, Twitter seems to be the best place I've found to stay in tune with what's going on with those guys. Just, you know, stay tuned. And don't succumb to the negativity that's out there. Counteract it with positive vibes. I know that may sound cliche, but that's exactly how we're going to win this thing. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share the crap out of it. Get it around so people understand what's really going on with this stuff. I know Ruby Roo and Grim Green did a SoundCloud and podcast thing. It's an hour and something long. I listened to it. It's awesome. They go into detail about the California stuff that's going on, and that's a nightmare. But you know, subscribe to those guys. Twisted 420 did a quick video. There's other vapors, you know, on YouTube out there that are doing a great job of, you know, helping advocacy and education and getting it out there. So anyway, without getting too rambly, thanks again, CJ, the Straight Vape, here to help everybody with education and advocacy. And yeah, I mean, let's just keep our vape game strong and send out the positive vibes. Until next time, guys, have a good one. See ya.